What's going on, world, and welcome back to the Pursuit of the Good Life podcast. I am your host, the Cameron Lovelace, joined as always by the amazing Dr. Sarah Benson. Sarah, yawning.
I know, it came out of nowhere. Oh my gosh.
The tired of Zoom calls. I understand. This is your 17th Zoom call of the day.
I know.
But how are you doing, Sarah?
I am actually doing good. I am a little tired. Shout out to all my work from home people who have meetings all day, every day. So y'all know the Zoom struggle. But I'm good. I'm actually good. Today's been a very productive day. Sidebar, to my people in the world, my allergy people, is anybody else struggling? Really just struggling with their allergies. And the reason why I say that is it is 80-something degrees today. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, it was 50-something degrees. And my body is I don't know what to do. I don't know if we want to be hot, if we want to be cold. But you know what? I'm going to give you the sneezing. That'll help you out, right? I'm going to let you sneeze all day.
One thing is for sure, every spring.
Man, it's been, so I've gotten to the place where I have to take medicine every morning. If I don't take something, it's just
Claritin?
Claritin or something every morning, because I wake up with allergy headaches, which is the worst. Mm-hmm. So it's right here, and it's just just pressure and just, so I'm at that place where I have to take something every day. But other than that, I'm doing well. Kim, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I think a couple of weeks ago, the allergies got me. I don't even struggle with allergies like that, but it was the first time I cut the grass since it's been consistently warm. Cause we went through a period, it seemed like it was 4 straight weeks where it was just rain, sunshine, rain, sunshine, sunshine, rain. So it's what's the point?
Can't cut your
grass. So finally, when we went into this quarantine, it kind of stabilized. So I went out and cut the grass. And the pollen on the grass and the because I don't know exactly how pollination works, but I'm a believer in now, because these random flowers were in my yard, and then now that I've cut them, they haven't come back. So it's okay, so I see bees and all that good stuff. But when I was cutting the grass, I was sneezing uncontrollably, and yeah, it was bad. But no, this week's been a good week. I've been mostly trying to be productive. I think I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast last week. I think I did. But yes, as you can notice, the couch behind me is gone. So all excess furniture that we are no longer using is out of the house now. So we are now in just productivity mode and keep it productive. Sparkle's finals week is over.
Yeah, Sparkle. Did you get her something nice for finals?
Of course not.
You didn't get her a cupcake or
no,
cookie?
She don't need no cupcake. Luckily, my aunt makes rum cake. So she shipped us, she said she makes rum cake, pound cake. She just started baking and shipping now. So we've been snacking on that. Matter of fact, fair or foul, am I tripping or no? So she gonna say, so it's 12 o'clock at night. Okay. She's on the phone with her friends, FaceTiming away, shooting the breeze, all that good stuff. She asked me, saying, hey, babe, can you go give me a piece of cake?
Okay.
Now, her back has been hurting. She did something, I don't know what, but her back was really in pain, so she's trying not to move that much. That's not the tripping part. My response to her was, no, because if I go in there and get you a cake, then I'm going to get myself a cake, and I don't need any cake. Her response is, that sounds like a personal problem. So am I tripping or no? That she don't care about my health. She just said, forget my health. I want my cake. Mind you, she isn't on her period. She ain't pregnant. She ain't none of the things where it's where she is. My bad. Hey, but still, piece of cake at midnight. It's not going to help your back. A piece of cake.
Snack.
No.
You do. Sometimes you.
But she said, forget my fitness health goals. Forget my health. Give me the cake. I don't care if you get a slice of cake or not. That's your problem if you eat the cake. So am I tripping because of that? Or she tripping?
I think you are tripping because I feel like so her back is hurting. It's late at night. She just asked you to get her some cake. Now, what you decide to do as far as getting yourself some cake?
But that's like asking your little nephew, who is a little toddler, to go get you something out the kitchen, and he knows he's not supposed to, and you know that thing is right next to the cookie jar, which he's already had. He's already had his maximum 2 cookies for the day, and you know he'll get in trouble if he goes to get a third one. But what you're asking for is right next to it. That's like asking him not to get a cookie and get you something.
But see, the 2-year-old does not know about restraint. He think he's supposed to have everything every time. Like
no. He knows better. I'm sure he knows. Because if his daddy come in there, he gonna be like,
yeah, that's true. He do know better. And so because you know better, you do better. You should be able to go and get certain things and it not just kind of throw you off. No. Oh, let me turn that off.
So I'm tripping. Even though she just said forget my health, forget my mental goal, my health goals.
I just think it was just the moment, and she just wanted something, just wanted a little something to eat. It's nothing too bad about that. No, it's not. Maybe so.
No. I don't like it.
Okay.
But anyway,
I think she still should have got the cake since she just finished finals.
Oh no, I got the cake, and guess what? I got myself a cake too. So that's why I'm saying, like, I shouldn't even been in the kitchen
to get the cake.
Because I was comfortable in bed, chilling, ready to go to sleep, and have the cake in the morning, right after a workout. That's different than having it at night because the sugar and the goodness, it sits on you. And I'm trying to keep that off, especially during quarantine when I can't go to the gym. I mean, gyms just open back up, but who going to the gym right now, for real?
Some people going. I would not.
No, I'm good on that.
Because I feel like gyms are cesspools for germs anyway, because everybody's sweating and stuff. You're supposed to like spray the machines down, but everybody don't. People don't be spraying down.
I spray the machine, but people don't be spraying the machines.
Yeah, no, I spray them down too because I'm just like, I don't know where your hands been. But people actually go to the gyms.
Yeah, no, I'm good on that. But anyway, all right, you ready to get into the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was really intrigued, especially since relationship goals. Shout out to Mike Todd, Transformation Church. His book, Relationship Goals, is actually sold out right now.
Really?
And yeah, sold out, and he's like number 2 on the New York Times bestseller list. And so like he has to like restock so he can get more books out, obviously, which is a good problem to have. But that intrigued me and really made me really think about, dating right now. Since, part of having a good life, like we said, is, having family and having a good partner in life that helps you achieve your goals and go in the right direction and stuff like that. But we're in a weird time right now. The whole world is experiencing a global pandemic.
That is true.
So I am curious as to if you're single. And I'm not talking about like single and you got somebody that you used to mess with that got inconsistent. You're inconsistently consistent with that person. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about you single as a Pringle.
Okay.
Right now during quarantine, I'm curious what kind of mindset do you have like in this time? Because it's not like you can go on dates like that. I mean, you might be able to squeeze in somewhere, but I mean, who really wants to go in a place where Corona could have been or could possibly be and all that? I'm like, are you going on Zoom dates all the time? But if you're single as a Pringle, how do you meet somebody new?
So that's where online dating comes in. I really think the online dating business is like booming right now. I mean, just think about it. You can't go out, so you can't go to a club.
Nope.
All other meeting types of places where you would meet somebody, whether it's church, work, the mall, you know, a nice restaurant, they're closed. And so I think a lot of people are turning to online dating. I almost guarantee, and somebody should probably research this. I bet if you looked at the number of users like before March and the number of users after March, like on these different free dating apps, I'm pretty sure there was like an increase. So what do? I mean, have you ever used a dating app before?
I've skimmed it. I looked at it, saw what it was about, and then I was like, okay, this ain't for me.
This ain't for you, yeah. So there's
Does
so
Instagram
many.
count?
You said what?
I said, does Instagram count? Because you know I slid in my wife's DMs.
You know what? I really think social media is like the unofficial dating website. So like Instagram, Snapchat,
you know,
and
Facebook has a dating tab now.
Yeah, they do. They do have a dating tab now. I think I've heard people talk about it, but I mean, we're connecting digitally. And so that's what you do. So I've done the dating apps before. So depending on the type of interaction you want, that determines the dating app. I had to learn the hard way. I did not know that there are certain, like, what you want determines the app. So like, if you're somebody,
hookup date, hookups.
Yes, I did not know that. So like, I did not know this whole hookup culture. I'm like, what is that? You know, me just green, you know, like hookup. What are y'all doing? No, but like, that's what people do. So like, if you're on Tinder, you just want a quick whoop-de-doo. Now, I will say this. There are some people who have found relationships. I actually know some people who actually got married and they met on Tinder. So it's not like it's not possible. I just know that probably about 50% of the people
more than 50%
that are on there are there for just a quick hookup, which is cool. That's your thing. That's your thing, right? So then you have all the other ones. You have Bumble, you have OkCupid, you have Plenty of Fish, and people are just connecting that way. It's the same way you would do it if it wasn't a pandemic. You meet people, you talk to them. I will say this, Steve Harvey.
Yeah, but actually going on the actual dates though.
Right. So with the dating, you have to be creative. You know, you have to be creative in the sense. So people are doing Zoom dates. I actually, so like years ago, I had tried eHarmony. And so I actually ended up talking to this guy and connecting with this guy. And we did a FaceTime date because he wasn't here. And it was actually pretty cool. We each had our dinner and we talked like we were on a date. And so that's what people are doing. They're doing Zoom dates, FaceTime dates. One of my friends went on a Target date. And so by that, because Target's like the only
explain this to me. Explain this to me, please.
So because Target is like one of the few places that are open. And I think the guy needed to get something anyway. So they chose that as a time for them to meet. So they met online. And so they chose it as a time for them because normally they would probably meet at a restaurant, you know, or somewhere else. And because they were like, okay, I want to meet you, they went to Target, walked around the store. Of course, they were social distancing, kind of hung out a little while, helped him pick out whatever he needed. And that was it. And so you have to be creative in this time. You gotta be creative. I mean, think about it. Even with those who are in relationships, if you have a standing date night, you can't go out to a relationship. You can't go to a restaurant. So you figure something out, right?
That is right. Because if you have a standing date night, you could order in and then have a terrible experience with DoorDash like me and Sparkle did on our anniversary. But we're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
But yes, you do have to get somewhat creative.
You do.
But at the same time, you could just say, okay, we're going to chill on date night for a little while and save some money. But that's my frugal self mentality. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious because Target, like when you first told me that, I was like, Target Day. I don't know if that's how I want to make a first. But here's my personal thing though, is that your first date, you really want to make the best first impression as possible. And I don't know if Target want to be the place where I want to make a first impression.
I'm here for it because I'm a Target girl. Don't get lost in Target. Ken hates going to Target with me because he's just like, really, Sarah? Do you really need this? Do you really need that? That's why I like to go to Target by myself.
No, you don't.
Because, see, Target's one of those places where you just go in and you can just walk around. You don't necessarily have to buy nothing. You could just go in and just kind of see what they got. And, it's just the whole environment and the whole stuff. See, it's not like Walmart. Walmart, you go in, you come out. Like, ain't no lollygagging. You just trying to get in and get out. So personally, I'd have been okay with a Target date, especially seeing that we don't know when restaurants are going to open up. Most of the time, for a first date, for me, I like the first date to be more casual in a sense. That's just for me because I feel like we're already nervous because I've been talking to you, but I have not seen you in person, so I don't know. What's about to happen? You could be catfishing me. So I'm always down for a more casual first time date. And then once we're really dating, then we can get into the restaurant. So, but given the fact that everything's shut down, you have to be creative. So I know if it was me and somebody's like, oh, okay, I'm really feeling you. Really, hey, we can't go to a restaurant right now. Would you like to meet Target? Cool. Yeah, sure. We can do that. Or if you would like to go to a park, because parks are open.
No, that's probably what I would do. I would say, let's go to a park. Let's get a picnic table. I'll pull a blanket. Yeah. You can bring matter of fact, we can do 6 feet. You get a blanket, I get a blanket, and I will bring what we want, and you bring what you want. I'll bring what I want, and I could see that.
You can go to a park, yeah. I think parks are cool.
But what about regular? It's so irregular right now. One week might be this, 1 week might be that. How do we get something like that's consistent? Because I don't want to be going to the park every day. Because one day the park's open. Then if you're in Memphis and everybody shows up to the park, then they got police showing up. Okay, y'all got to go home. Y'all tripping now. And so it's just crazy right now because you want to get to know this person, but at the same time you want to keep yourself safe, and at the same time you're getting to know this person, so you don't know if this person is clean, if they're washing their hands, if they're doing what they need to do. You might not even know what they do for a living.
That's true. I mean, and so I think that's where you have to get creative, right? So Pinterest right now is probably everybody's best friend. I saw a little date thing on Pinterest that I'm like, oh yeah, me and Ken definitely gonna do that. So because I started a little date night board. But there was this one thing where you get a little kiddie pool and fill it up with pillows and stuff, and you can look outside, which something would be fun, but you can't do that now. But you would need to get creative.
I was about to say, Sarah, we are in Memphis, in Mississippi.
I know.
You can do that
now. But you do have to get creative. Pinterest. So I say that get on Pinterest. I've heard of people who've done a paint night via Zoom. So you each go get something to paint with, some canvases, and you can do that. You have to literally think outside the box and be as creative. So me and Ken, Friday nights is our date night. And so when I was in Dallas, we still kept it. But instead of us going out, we cooked. So we cooked, we strung up some lights one night, put on music, had the little, so, Apple TV has those really cool screensavers. It was the one with the water. So I'm like, oh, we on the beach, right? I mean, just kind of getting into the mood.
Nowhere near a beach.
Nowhere near a beach, right? But it was fun. And so and we're both gamers. So we'll play games. We got some cards. We got some Uno cards. It's so many options. If you're somebody who you want to play games with your partner and y'all are distant, there are so many partner games or apps. For all my spades players, if you have not downloaded Black Spades, you are really just sleeping right now. Have you downloaded Black Spades?
So what's the difference? I have not downloaded Black Spades, but what's the difference between spades and black spades?
So Black Spades, we play Joker, Deuce, Deuce.
Okay. Depending on which barbecue you're at, yeah.
Depending on which barbecue you're at, that's how Black Spades, the app. It's Joker, Joker, Deuce, Deuce, and so on. And so you can create a profile on there if you like to play space, and you can play each other. Like, you really, truly, we're in unprecedented times. So, like, the way we live, the way we date, you have to get creative and you have to get intentional. So the same way we tell us to be intentional about our lives, be intentional with our friends, right? So like me and my girlfriends, we do FaceTime dates or a wind down or something, you know what I mean? So like you have to do that with the person you're interested in. Only if you're interested in them, right? You're not going to do this for somebody who you're not really interested in getting to know.
Right.
And the beauty of this, all of this stuff is free. So it's like, you really don't, unless you just want to, have to come out a lot of money. Many of this allows you to be creative. You know, I promise you guys, if right now, if you're a guy listening to this, and you talking to a young lady, tell her you want to do a paint night. Cash app her like $7 to go get her some paint and a canvas, and tell her you want to do a paint night, get on Zoom.
But what if they love Target so much and they want to walk around and they end up spending the $7 on something else? Then what?
Listen, just make sure she got her paint stuff together and do a paint night. Play some music. So, you know, all these battles that have been happening on IG. So, like, excuse me, Jill Scott. And listen, you can get on Instagram and find a free DJ and play music, listen to music, do the paint night, you know. Maybe you all want to cook. Maybe you want to show her your favorite recipe, right? So tell her what to get, tell her what to get, and FaceTime it and cook together.
You're trying to break some people up before they even get together. You know all these women can't cook.
Listen.
You know some of these women will boil water. I mean, burn water.
Teach her how to cook. Walk with it with her on FaceTime or
Sarah.
Zoom. Listen, I'm trying to help the people.
You try, but I think you pushing a little too much. You giving some people a little too much credit for their first encounters. This is once we together. We got to get them together first. We got to get them through from here to here.
Honestly, if it's like our first thing, if a guy was like, hey, I would like to show you like my favorite meal or something, that I'd be cool with that. Or if it was like the painting, like I would be cool with that. But if we just go to the park, you can go to the park. If you want to just like literally physically see each other, you can go to the park. You can go to a Walmart parking lot. I mean, you might have to take it back old school, back when we was in high school, where you would sit in each other's cars. Did you ever do that? Go to like the Walmart and sit in each other's cars? Y'all never hung out like that? Or maybe that's a country thing.
That might be a country thing.
That might be a country thing. So what we used to do back in the day, you know, you and your friends in the car, y'all might go to Walmart, see some dudes that you guys are talking to, and you would just sit in a car and talk all night. You know, you can do that.
Yeah, sure. Talk all night.
That's what
I'm sure that's all y'all did.
You can talk. You can meet up at a Walmart parking lot. You can go on a Target date. You can do all of those things. If you want to do like an actual date night, you can DoorDash some food or Grubhub some food, send them some food, you know, or Cash App them, tell them to go get a meal so that you all can meet. There's so many options. You just have to be open. Like, honestly, truthfully, you just have to be open and understand that if it was under normal circumstances, it would be different, but it's not. So you use what you got. You make lemons. You take lemons and make lemonade. What? You can. It's possible. See, I'm always optimistic about that. I feel like you can always do something.
Now, look, you know, I'm one of the most optimistic people in the world. Now, you know that,
right?
But I just think this should be really a time where you should just hang it up. Like, look, just stay in the house and start working on yourself. Get yourself together.
I think you can do both.
No, even if there wasn't a pandemic happening, you can't work on yourself and be looking for love in other places. If you still hurt from the past relationships that you've been in and ain't overcome them, then you can't help anybody.
Yeah, no, so what I'm saying, like, I think you do both. So when I think of working on myself, I don't necessarily mean you're just only working on yourself as far as like healing from a relationship. So when I think of that, I'm thinking of it like holistically. So for some people, they've already healed from a relationship, but they might want to work on like their financial goals or work on career goals or work on something on that. And so I feel like even if I'm working on that, and I'm in a place where, okay, I am ready for a relationship, you can definitely get to know people or talk to people. That's what I mean by that. But if you need to heal, definitely go heal.
I mean, yeah,
I'm the world.
Right, but I mean, you can't work on your finances and be giving these extravagant, lavish DoorDash, paint night, date nights, and
Right
work
now,
on your
if
financial
you do
goals.
a pay, that's like $5.
Yeah.
$7. Go to Dollar Tree.
All right, we go Dollar Tree. Really, Sarah? That's the
Listen.
first impression you want to make. That's what you're saying to a guy to make the first. Oh yeah, you can go to Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree.
He can go to
broke
get
little
his
Negro.
stuff. She can go wherever she wants to. I mean, they're not going to be painting in each other's house. They just painting.
I got you, but still.
Okay, they can go to Walmart and get some paint. They can't really go. They can't go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby. The place is closed. So they're gonna have to go. They're gonna have to go somewhere. They gotta go to Walmart or Dollar Tree or Target.
I'm just tripping when you said tell her to go to the dollar store. Here's the thing: you are humble. You giving these women too much credit. These women ain't humble. These women is bougie. Some of these women don't step foot in a Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, Dollar General.
Who you know don't step foot in Dollar Tree and Dollar? Let me say something. If you are a grown woman, if you are, who?
Your soror.
Okay, well, we're not gonna talk about her.
Exactly who I'm talking about.
She is exclusive. So we'll let her have it. But
she ain't exclusive. She got plenty of friends who are just like her. Plenty of them.
Well, they are. So these people. So she and her friends, they've already kind of like hit their stride in life, and so they're just living with the finer things. But all the rest of us people who are trying to get to that point, they know what the dollar store is. They know what Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar. They know what that is at this point, unless you making a type of money. But even then, I feel even when I start making that type of money, I'm still gonna be going to the Dollar Tree.
That's what I'm saying. I'm making some type of money, and I still will go to the dollar store.
Right, I still go to the dollar store.
I need to. I ain't got no shame. So I guess that is a lesson in that is that you do need to make sure that you find somebody who is humble, and hopefully those bougie people have humbled themselves just a little bit.
I'm pretty sure they have during this pandemic. At this point, if you're just super bougie in the pandemic, like we all here,
I don't know what to tell you.
Everybody got to go to the Walmart. You got to go to the Target, because if the Target don't got what you need, you're going to be right over at Walmart. You're going to be at Kroger's. You're going to be at the... Because let me tell you something. There's a type of soap that I have to use because I have very sensitive skin. Dial White. It's so hard to get at Walmart. Every time I go to a Walmart, a Target, you want to know where I can find it at? Dollar General. Dollar General. I promise you, every time I'm in Walmart, the big Walmart, Walmart Market, Target, Kroger's, I'm looking for this specific soap. Mm-hmm. They don't have it. They always run out. I can go to a Dollar General and get the soap. No, they have it. Dollar General always has it. But I'm saying all that to say, like, if you're just like super bougie right now, baby, you can hang that up at least for a few more months. Like, we all struggle. we all struggle with. Like, we all trying to find toilet paper and paper towels.
Look, I had to get up Monday morning. I had to get up Monday morning to go get toilet paper.
Really? Where did you go?
I get to the neighborhood Walmart.
Okay, and they had some.
Now they had a little bit left. I thought they restocked on Mondays. Apparently they restock on Tuesdays. So
yeah. We've been going to the Target in Horn Lake is like the one place that has like toilet paper and paper towels, and they restock on Thursdays because my mom went and she was like, the store opened up at 8. She got there at 7:45, and she's like, there was a line out the door. Like a line at the door waiting, because it's one of the few places that have it. So I'm like, if you just super bougie right now, you have to hang it up at least for a few more months, because we all trying, we all out here. So you just gotta, just be nice.
Be humble. Sit down. Be humble.
Be nice, and be open. I feel like even though it is a pandemic, and we can't do what we normally do as far as like dating. So like going out and going to a club, this is the time to really get to know your person. Like, because all you can do is talk to them. All you can do is communicate. So ask those questions, play those games. This is the time to really see how they're dealing with this. Like, what is their mindset like?
And you can really see how they like act in times of adversity. Because I just talked to somebody the other day and they got furloughed. So it's like, it's hard right now. So you got to see how they handle adversity too. So if they're stressed and they lashing out at you out of their stress, I mean, you got to know if you're willing to deal with that or not. Because at some point or another, you're going to be stressed in life, but how are you handling that pressure? So this is the time to see like the true self. Maybe the 90-day rule got reduced to 60 days.
Let me tell you something. You're gonna really see who people are, because guess what? People can't get their hair done. They can't get their eyelashes done. Some people are doing it.
Can't get their hair cut.
No nails. So like everybody is literally naked. So we are like bare face. You getting the real true right now. If you are able to keep up during this time, I gotta give you a hand clap, because if you're able to keep up your Instagram persona or whatever else you putting out in the world, I gotta give you a hand clap. Because let me say something. As soon as you get to the place where it's like, okay, my job might be furloughed, I don't know where this is gonna come from, all that other stuff goes out the window. It's not so important. One thing I have learned, if nothing else, I have learned what's important and what's not. Like, you learn that, like, during times like this, you learn what's important and what's not. And I recognize that a lot of things that we thought was important, or we just gave so much thought and so much energy to, it's not that important. It's not worth it. And you recognize that now.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. It's not important. Some of these like petty little things that we hang on to, or petty just stuff, you recognize it's not important. It's not. We all out here, we're all trying to survive. So be open. I'm saying all this to say, just be open. Be open to getting to know people, and be kind and show grace.
People don't know how to do that.
What, show grace or be kind?
Both. Both. And that's what I mean by you gotta learn how to be humble and sit down during this time and really work on yourself, because like you said, once that hair ain't done, that nails ain't done, your hair ain't been done, and you look in the mirror and you see who you really are, you might not like what you see. Like when the vanity is all away, who are you really when it boils down to it? When you're not able to go out and flex on the gram and post them booty pics and post them ab pics and, post yourself, getting them pumps in the gym. When you ain't able to post that no more, who are you really behind your phone? Who are you really when it boils down to it? And for some people, they don't necessarily like what they see. Hence why I don't know if you've noticed, like some people like talk about their anxiety has gone up, and it's really just different aspects of it, from work pressure to not being able to go out, to those social butterflies who just want to see people but they can't see people, who got family, right? Who got family dealing with stuff, and it really you just see a really different side of life now. Like you said, you see how precious life is going through it. And so if you ain't really got a grasp on that, you definitely don't need to be trying to add nobody in the mix. Because we have a tendency as humans, when we're going through something, misery loves company. So we're like, okay, let's go with somebody that can hopefully make us feel better or be miserable like with me. So let me find somebody new. I'm maybe in a town that is not my hometown. I'm by myself in a new city, and boom, this pandemic hit. Well, dang, I want to meet some new people. Let me see what I can find. Let me just see if I can find anybody. But you really need to just sit down somewhere and humble yourself and start working on those things and really feeling, hell, this might be the best time to get into virtual counseling, because just find something.
You know what, I will say this. I'm happy that we are more open to counseling now during this pandemic. Like, I've seen so many commercials for telehealth, and I think we're getting to a place where it's becoming more acceptable. And we see that now because I think we're, like you said, everybody's anxiety is up. People just need somebody to talk to. This is the perfect time to get into it.
Right. I don't even know. I'm curious right now what the stats of the mental health hospital. So like the severe mental health, like your extreme bipolar, your extreme schizophrenias, and all that good stuff. I'm curious what those stats are like in the hospitals, because normally, like the people that have overcome that, they're able to maintain their medication, and so maybe right now I'm sure there's been some type of lapse.
Yeah,
so
which is unfortunate when you think about it. Yeah, I'm very curious as to that as well. But I'm saying all this to say, y'all, just be open in the world. Be kind, show a little grace to people as you're getting to know them. If you're trying to date, show a little grace. People are going through stuff. We all going through stuff. And there will be a time when you can go out, when you can hit all the little date spots and all that stuff. But this is the time you really get to know each other. Before you go out and spend all that money, you get to figure out if you really like the person now, because all you can do is talk. All you can do is ask questions and see where their mindsets are at. Before you get to the fancy meals and all that good stuff. And vacations, and I've been seeing that meme that said, like, once this is over, we're skipping the get to know you phase. You could tell me your favorite color on the plane, like we're going on vacations. And I'm thinking, well, now that probably ain't the right thing to do.
Oh no, absolutely. Let's go on a trip real quick.
No, that probably ain't that probably ain't the right thing to do right there. You might want to get to know them because they could really be crazy. And now you in another country and they're whole fool, male and females, because there are some female fools out in this world. Like they could be crazy. And you like, oh, you look good, let's go. No, don't do that. Don't do that, y'all. Please go through the get to know you stage. Once this is over with. I know everybody's gonna be excited to be out. You're gonna want to just,
Look, it's so funny that you said that, because I just got either email or I saw something where it's like cruises are back open and they're $28. I was like, oh.
Let me tell you something. Norwegian has been sending me emails. They got $129 cruises. You get free open bar, free excursions, free specialty dining, free Wi-Fi, free kids. Like, they ain't giving this stuff away. And I'm just thinking,
they losing money. That's why.
I know. Like,
I'm gonna book year round.
This is probably the best time to be booking something. I'm just saying. Oh, for the people for when outside do open up, it's probably the best time to book. And I ain't gonna lie, because when we came back from our cruise, I just started like before everything really shut down. I was like looking up stuff, and the cruises were really cheap, like balcony rooms, stuff like that, like super cheap for like later on in the year, for like September, October. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, like this.
Yeah, go ahead and risk your life.
I'm not gonna do that.
Go ahead and risk your life, Sarah. Go ahead.
I ain't gonna be that one. But I ain't gonna lie to maybe 2021.
I don't know if they're gonna have that.
You think
I think they'll be back to normal by 2021.
You think so?
I think hopefully the economy. Well, you know what? I can't even say that, because every new week the unemployment numbers going keep going up and up and up. So ain't no telling when the economy is going to stabilize again. I'm really curious, and this ain't a political podcast, but I'm curious at where we'll be come September, October, November, because that's election season.
Honestly, I don't know. Like, it's kind of scary, honestly, because, and the one thing I think is scary is the fact that even with everything that has happened, like in these past 4 years, people are still gonna go vote for Trump. Like, they're still gonna go vote for him. Like, and I feel like they're gonna do it in droves. And so I don't know. I honestly, I can't call it. Normally I can call it by now. I cannot, because And I'm hoping that maybe, so I did read something the other day that Biden is actually polling better with older Americans, which is the group that has been affected by this the most.
Yep.
And around this time, 4 years ago, it was Trump who was polling better with older. Like, it's a big enough jump for them to write about it. Like, it's not like no 2-3%. Like, Biden is actually polling better. And I think it's because of the administration's handling of this virus. Now, one thing
that's true.
These older people are the ones who go vote.
Oh, for sure. That's without a question. I'm just curious as to how we're going to handle counting the actual votes. Because if we still social distancing in October, I don't know how these votes gonna get counted. They need to be really getting ready for that. If that is going to happen, they need to start getting something together like now.
Yeah, because Mississippi still does paper votes, and you have to go in and you have to sign and you have to do a paper vote and put it in a machine. Like many other states do digital. Could be. I could see how a digital vote could work because you can set it up to where each person gets a code and they can go in and do whatever. But when you got the state of Mississippi doing all paper, I mean, you got to stand in the line.
I mean, but that's still, you got to think that's still the rural. Even Mississippi like may do paper, but even other states still got rural areas where places are really like isolated, like I don't know, Covington, Tennessee, which is 2 hours away, hour and a half away from Memphis. It's like by itself, like. So I'm curious at how.
I wonder how these rural places are like being affected, because I saw a map the other day. You know that Montana is like it's only like 4 states that don't have any reported cases of the virus. And like Montana is one of them. Like those really like further north, not north states, but like.
Yeah, I feel like those cases like came and went quickly. So like they're not as affected as Los Angeles, New York.
Right.
Where a lot of electoral votes will be coming from. So I'm curious, like I said, I'm curious at how
it's going to play out.
Yeah, because if the curve does not flatten by September, then we're gonna have to figure something out.
Yeah, but I'm gonna need for the down flatten in August so that we can have homecoming.
You just worried about homecoming.
It's my 10th year. It's my 10th year, and it's everybody else's 10th year, and I'm not gonna go. It's just gonna hurt my heart really bad. I will be heartbroken if they cancel homecoming.
Shoot, I know you the way that it's going there, they might just say, because NCAA with their money hungry self, they said, look, if all college campuses ain't open, we ain't doing sports in the fall. You can't have college sports without college students. So if the college students ain't there for everybody and everybody's on an equal playing field,
makes sense though. That makes sense, because you're gonna go have the football players and basketball. Yeah, that makes sense though. I'm for it. I'm for that. I'm for that for real.
So
what do you think about the NFL though? Like, I think the NFL is gonna still go for it.
I think that the sports world, everybody else in sports will move based on how the NBA moves. Because the NBA is still in talks. It's still up in the air whether they will continue or not, because they're trying to figure out what's the best situation, whether it's to go to an isolated area that's not in places and just play with just with just the teams and their staffs to minimize as many people in and out as possible. And I think based on the success of how they navigate that will determine how the fall sports handle it.
Gotcha.
Because the NFL, they got 40, 60 the Dallas Mavericks, I'm not Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Cowboys, 100,000 seat stadium, definitely can't afford to have one game go awry.
Cannot, like, at all. Like, NFL is such a big money business.
Mm-hmm.
And then this season is like a big season for like a bunch of teams. So I'm really curious. I'm curious as to how is it gonna look in the fall. Honestly, just life and sports, because people love their football.
Mm-hmm.
We breed kids for football. Have you seen them boys up there like Minnesota? There were some big kids, and these kids down in the Delta and in these backwood roads in Alabama, they're some big old children.
Yeah.
And their whole dream is to play football. Like, think about all these guys who just got drafted. You got drafted so you can have like a standout rookie year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Might not even have one. So then that makes me think about their contracts. So I'm sorry, we're getting way off topic. I think that's another topic for the podcast another day. But when you think about the contracts, some of that money isn't guaranteed money. It's like if you play money. So do you get the money if you don't play?
No, I mean, well, here's another thing about the whole contract and projected contracts is that the contracts are based on with the intention they're made in mind of fan sales. So for example, in the NFL, 40% of the revenue that all teams make are ticket sales. 40%. So the teams are paying their players based on that anticipated 40% of income.
Right.
Anticipation that the Lakers are going to be a $4.4 billion team is based on they're selling merchandise, contracts, connections, all the good stuff, and ticket sales. They're sold out no matter what because they're the Lakers. No matter what, they will always be sold out. Since that revenue isn't coming in no more, if you didn't have a certain clause in your contract, which some players do, in which that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, these people's the players' money is going to be affected immediately, and they have to understand it. So I imagine the same thing is going to happen if the season is delayed, canceled, whatever for the NFL and all fall sports. Oh, especially the NCAA. NCAA.
They ain't even playing
college football.
They're not playing them games.
They ain't gonna make no money.
None. Oh wow. Well.
Right. I know we got all off topic. We was talking about quarantine, dating, being single.
They got into just quarantine life.
But I mean, the thing is, you got to realize that's the biggest part is navigating life.
Yeah.
And you can't start dating if you ain't got your life together. If you ain't got your situation figured out or what projected looks like, because you know a good first date question is, oh, so where do you see yourself in a couple years?
Yeah.
Shoot, because this pandemic, I don't know no more. I was planning on launching my business in 5 years, but now I'm furloughed. For now, I'm chilling right now. So it's crazy out here. But we're gonna get through it.
It's crazy. Yeah, but yeah. So y'all be safe out there. Stay clean and wash your hands.
You can wash your hands, but also stay at home if you don't have to get out. I don't even know what Shelby County stats are now, because we, a couple weeks ago we were number 1 in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
So probably. I don't know.
They're probably up there.
It is what it is. Oh well. Is there any announcements for you?
No announcements for me.
Okay. I had a conversation with one of my clients, and I immediately thought about you because he said he had a 17, and he's a graduating senior, has a 17 on the ACT.
Mm-hmm.
And needs to get that up. So I was like, if we had connected about 2 weeks earlier, I could have got you directly in class. But nevertheless, I think that's all. I got. Yeah, I don't think I have no announcements yet. All right, go give us that 5-star review on iTunes. Share this with a friend, somebody who needs this, who's looking for that quarantine bae or just out here struggling. Also send to somebody who needs to be humble. But make sure you guys check us out next week. We're here each and every single Thursday. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Bye.